And welcome back to another Askari Cast. My name is Rod Van Blake, author of the Ancient Illumination series as well as Yambani Chronicles. And I am joined once again by JP Jackson.
Hey, everybody.
He is an artist, writer, and educator, creator in his own right. He is the creator of the Eve of Insurrection, Eve of Reclamation comic series, as well as the Growing in the Garden STEM kids comic for educational purposes. And he is also the illustrator on Ancient Illumination graphic novels and Yambani Chronicles comics. We are also joined by Jocelyn Short.
Hello.
She is a concept artist and illustrator as well in her own right. She is the creator of Bearers. She's got the art book out currently for that, and she also does some really awesome cover work and concept art for a bunch of other creators, myself included. If you are interested at all in any of our creative endeavors, when I upload this episode to Spotify, there will be descriptions in, there will be links in the description of the episode to our personal websites. Today we're talking about Predator Badlands, the most recent Predator film, which takes a different tack. I think this is the first time we've seen the Predator as the protagonist in the film and not the antagonist. As far as the Yautja go, this is not an established Yautja. This is like his first hunt ever. We got Deck, who is the main predator, played by, I'm probably going to butcher this, by Demetrius Schuster Kolamatanji. I apologize if I butchered my man's name. And Ellie Fanning, she has a dual role. Thea and Tessa, two of the Wayland Yutani synths that we find. So we have a connection already between Alien Earth. For those that follow us, we just talked about that series not too long ago. So we've kind of got another crossover between Alien and Predator. This movie was filmed beautifully, in my opinion. The cinematography was great. The planets that we visit are interesting. They weren't too washed out. I like the color, the vibrancy of some of the portions, the darkness when it needed to be dark. We opened with this little montage that I believe we saw a similar thing in the movie Prey. You both seen Prey, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think in that one where you see like a bug or something getting eaten by a rodent, and then a snake or something eats the rodent, and then something comes along. They're just showing the predator-prey relationship, and here this is no different. When we go to Yautja Prime, we see like a little insect, and then some type of animal or lizard grabs the insect, something bigger grabs that, and then finally we see this like speeder bike thing that the predator is riding, runs over that animal to show like this, ecological relationship between animals. And then we're introduced to the Yautja Codex, basically saying the predator, basically the Yautja is the most badass thing. They're predators for everything and prey to no one. It's almost like they look a little like how we have like the Sith and Jedi codes. This is the Yautja code that we see, this codex, which was interesting. I don't know if y'all had seen that before in any of the other films. I don't recall seeing it.
Yeah, I didn't pay that no mind.
Yeah. And then we see my boy just, flying across the dunes to this cave. He's got all his tech. He's got the mask on. You don't realize by himself, he just looks like a young predator. You don't see how he is in comparison to the rest of the family until he jumps up in this cave using this little shoulder cannon thing, this little zip line. He zips up into the cave, and then we see him basically sparring with his brother, Quay. Quay is a much larger predator. And at first you're thinking they're trying to kill each other until they start kind of talking back and forth. You realize that Quay is basically trying to coach him up. He's trying to teach him. And he's not really he's not holding back, but he's really trying to teach him. He's not holding his hand. He's trying to whoop him. He uses the cloak. And oh boy is talking smack. Dak is. He's like, I can smell you hiding, brother. Even though he's got the invisible cloak. And this is a cool thing that I didn't know about either, because there's a lot of lore books and stuff on the Predators that I have not even touched. But basically they're treating the cloaking device is kind of like how in other sci-fi, there's always some object that they have to earn the right to have. Like the Jedi have to go out and find a kyber crystal, build their own lightsaber. Well, in this instance, each predator that has a cloak that you've seen in any of the films, they earn that cloak apparently to become part of the clan. And as the final step, they go on their first hunt. They prove their worthiness to the clan, and then they're bestowed this cloaking device. And after they get to sparring, what did you think about the action of them sparring in the cave?
So that fight, like that was a cool fight scene. It was chill. Like I thought that I felt like initially I felt like I would have been a little apprehensive or nervous with like the use of CGI. But I think that fight scene like worked to kind of just like it was dynamic. It helped kind of show like the kind of different fighting styles of the brothers and their relationship. How like he ultimately the younger brother. It was funny how like how it lost. So it was just like, didn't he like cut off like the rock and he fell? And
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's right. They were fighting in midair for a good minute.
Yeah, there was some midair fight, jumping off like stalactites or like rock formations. Like it was cool how they were kind of moving through that. So that was a great way to open up the movie. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be Predator. This is Predator right here. Let's go.
Yeah, and I didn't know they were sparring, basically practicing. They go into the ship to Michael Homick. Pardon me the interruption. Michael Homick plays Quay. Is the actor that's in the suit for Quay. And for the most part, I think they were in suits with. I know with Dak, the face was open, and then they CGI'd the Predator face over the actor wearing like basically a suit and superimposed the face. But yeah, Michael Homick plays Quay, and they're a little sparring, and he's trying to coach him up. Like I said, they go into the ship, and I don't know if did you guys catch the Easter egg to Prey in this portion when they go into the ship when he's trying to choose what he's going to fight?
So the funny part is like I was looking for it, but I was like I knew she was one of the what's the word? I had a feeling she was like one of the holograms. Yeah. But I'm like, it's not clear enough, but I know it's her. I'm like, it has to be her. I'm like,
yeah, you get like a light up silhouette of her.
Yeah, you get like long hair, and I'm like, it's her. It has to be.
Yeah, and so he's picking through what he's gonna hunt. He decides to choose the Kalis, which is this beast. Like even like we don't know what their relationship is. The brothers don't seem too adversarial. Like he's genuinely seems to be trying to accept him, but we learn later that Pops just doesn't. He's a short king, basically.
Pops is a hater. Pops is a hater.
Yeah, Deck is a short king. He's a runt of the crew, and Pops basically think that weakness should be culled from the clan. And so when the other ship comes down, it's their father. What's his? I have him here. Quay is the brother. Ruben de Jong plays the father, but I'm not sure what the father's name is. But yeah, he pops up and he goes to Quay like, "Yo, why is he even still here?" It was funny because my boy Dak goes up to Pops and he slices his hand in homage. The green blood spills out. Like, to those of us who are about to die, we salute you. He's like, he's trying to give his little salute, and Pops doesn't even acknowledge him. He's like,
disrespectful, bro.
Yeah, he was talking to Quay, and like they were talking to him like he wasn't even standing there. Like, didn't acknowledge him, didn't say nothing to him. Like, yo, you could have just killed dude in his sleep, and we could have got this over with. You know what we're supposed to do.
You know what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, why is he even still here? And then we see this cool little trap that he throws this disc on the ground, and it basically traps Deck in this like light, this red light. I don't know how you would have tethered.
I don't know. It felt like he was like almost in this like triangular force field.
It made him kneel down to the ground.
Yeah,
and it trapped him there. And we didn't even mention the plasma swords they were using.
They were playing with plasma swords. Yes,
they had like these little, basically pseudo lightsabers on the outside. These plasma swords. And Pops is like, "Here, just take this. Lop his head off, and we can be done with this." They begin, arguing, and Pops and Quay square off. and he's, Dak is still trapped in this little light harness thing that's sitting on the ground, just watching this play out. They're going back and forth. Quay he put the shoulder cannon on him, and then like somehow it ejects him out of the thing that Pops had him in and throws him into the ship, and the door shuts, and Dak basically has to watch his Quay get worked over by Pops. Pops starts cheating.
Using the cloak. I was all mad. I'm like, bro, why is your dad a bitch? Like, why are you using the cloak? Like, it reminds me of like the forbidden Jedi, the forbidden lightsaber technique when you turn off your lightsaber.
Yeah.
That's what the cloak reminded me of. Now I'm like, oh, come on, man, you fighting? Y'all supposed to be predators. Why are you just using it?
Yeah.
Why are you using it just willy-nilly mid-fight? I'm like, come on, man, this is bull.
Yeah, Pop starts peekaboo fighting. Now you see me, now you don't. Slice my man's arm off.
That was crazy.
Yeah, starts just whooping him up, stabs him on, and the ship ends up, before he dies, though, Quay runs over and grabs his gauntlet on the arm that got lopped off.
Yeah, he had the option to grab the sword or the gauntlet.
Yeah, and he decides to save his brother and launch the ship, which has already had a course set for, I think, Kenna, the planet where the Kalis lives, which supposedly even their pops is feared of this. So I know what Dak is thinking. If I can defeat the thing that my father fears, then you can't help but give me my respect when I come back with the trophy of this thing that y'all couldn't even get. So he's like, y'all see me as weak. He even tells his brother this. Y'all see me, Pop sees me as weak. So in order to become strong, I have to beat the strongest to prove my worth. And Quay is trying like, hey, you need to slow down, homie. You can't even whip me. Like,
yo, this is such older brother, younger bro, big bro, little bro energy. Like I'm going to just try to fight. Like I'm going to take the strongest one out for just to spite dad. And I was like, all right.
Yeah,
they gonna write it. They gonna this story. I know he gonna make it work somehow. We gonna see how we gonna get there.
Yeah, Jocelyn, what were your thoughts on the fight between Quay and the father?
Oh man.
Oh man, just like oh man.
I was just like, I mean, I felt so bad. I mean, I got it. I understood. I was like, it's stakes.
Yeah.
The stakes are immediate. This is
immediate.
terrible.
Like I don't like the dad. I don't like this.
I was like, this dad sucks.
He sucks, but he has some swag on him. He had the white dreads. He had a little
He
white
did. He looked
dreads.
really cool.
I don't care about his white dreads. He's using the cloak.
My boy had the antlers though. He had a grip on him. He
did.
He was the OG. Just like they put little details on him to let you know he was the OG predator of the crew with the white dreads, the antlers, and his cape and everything was cool. But yeah, you're right. He was doing them dirty with the cloak off and on. And then,
it was crazy. Like also thank you for pointing that out because that is a bitch move. Like how you gonna do that on your sons who don't have the cape? How you gonna do that? They don't even got that stuff.
Well, Quay has one.
Oh, okay.
Quay did have one, but he chopped his arm off with it.
So he couldn't use it.
He couldn't use it because he chopped his arm off.
That's terrible. And he did that just because he protected his brother, right?
Yeah, because he didn't do what he was told. He
listening, boy. Yeah. You're gonna die today. Yeah. You're gonna die with him. Like, all right.
So Deck is forced out into the wide unknown to this other planet. He's knocked out and don't even know what's going on. He's like unconscious as the ship starts crashing into the atmosphere of this other planet where the Kalisk is. He has to hit the eject button. It had this weird like circular. The ejection thing looked crazy to me. It looked like a land vehicle. It looked like a little weird. Like it reminded me of like the speeder bubbles from like Jurassic World.
Yeah,
yeah. But it was a little open. Had open elements. So like this is not fully protected, but okay.
It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like,
I was waiting for one of those flying things to snatch him out of the air, like, ooh,
oh, that would have been wild. That would have been awesome.
So
that's one of the dope things I did like about that scene is the callback to the Predators.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it the one that's probably one of my favorite movies where you have all the humans free falling out the sky. This is like a callback to that, and I was like, I really enjoy like this movie had a lot of callbacks, but also this kind of made us humanize the Predator more. Like he's like the overall opening is like very, very traumatic of like watching your older brother who you care about die, be murdered by your father.
So crazy. Also for being a good brother. He got murdered for being like doing what a big brother should do, which is protect you.
I think it speaks, I think, to the culture of the Yautja that they're extremely individualistic. So you have to stand on your own merit, and if you can't stand on your own, and I think that's a big theme in this film where Deck is kind of staunch in trying to adhere to that, and ultimately learns that he has to kind of stray from that path in order to survive. Yeah, so he's supremely stubborn about we only hunt alone. And all that. And so I think that's part of it. Yeah. So Pops didn't like the fact that he was protecting someone else. Like, no, if he can't fly on his own, we're supposed to kick him out the nest. And if he falls, he falls. Sorry. That's just the way it is. And Quay was like, no, it's my little homie, my little brother. I'm protect him, and we're gonna teach him to get right. And then
we're gonna
get right. We're gonna call him get right. We're gonna call him get right.
So he falls. This is kind of another callback to me when he falls to the planet, and then begins taking stock of the weapons he have, and we see this like tree vine branch thing. I'm wondering if it's the same place that they got the flies from in Alien Earth. Remember, that didn't eat flesh; it ate technology. So the only reason those vines start snooping around because it like sensed or smelled the metal in the grenades, the weapons. We see the plasma bolt for the first time that he uses. It starts trying to snatch up his stuff, and then it eventually starts to snap on him because he's got some of his equipment on him, and he ends up having to fight that. I don't even know what you call that little vine thing that just kept coming.
He just starts fighting the vines.
That was crazy. I like. The vine started getting to it, and I was like, how you got beef with the trees immediately?
Yeah.
The trees got beef with everybody, clearly. They were fighting. It looked like they were almost fighting each other just to get to him.
I'm like, how the trees gonna eat you? What are they gonna do? Like,
but it wasn't after him. It was after all his equipment.
Oh.
Remember, he grabs the spear thing that he was gonna use and started grabbing at the bow, and then
I looked at that as their intelligence. I actually interpreted it more as them disarming him. They were after him, but I thought they were being smart about it. Like, let's take all the stuff first, and then let's whoop on them. Yeah, let's whoop on them.
Yeah. He got gadgets and gizmos of plenty.
He's like, we're gonna take this. He can't fight with that, and then he was like, I'm gonna take that.
So that was a cool scenario with Deck fighting against the vines. He used the plasma sword to cut through it, and then basically tied it up so he could walk and use the vine as a step up to get to higher ground until he couldn't be reached, and didn't realize basically he lost his initial cash because he couldn't go back and get his stuff, because if he goes back down to the lower ground, he's going to be in the clutches of the vine again. He just had to charge that to the game and take it as a loss and try and get his bearings with what he was able to salvage, and then you start to see some of the other fauna that he walks through, the spiky looking plants in this field, and the diabolical with the little vulture pterodactyl thing dropping rocks to activate the poison needle things to basically activate these plants that would now dart him, and then we meet I think Thea for the first time, which is the synth who's cut in half. This to me was a weird reference to like the Scarecrow in The Wiz, like stuck in a cornfield.
Wow, the callback there. Look at that.
Sitting there, but she can talk. And I like the way they did the universal translator thing, because first she's speaking Yautja, but since we can't understand, it kind of rationalizes how he can understand her and how the audience can understand them both now. So she goes through and flips languages until she can speak the Yautja language, and then she's speaking to Deck, and Deck is like, oh, snap, like, you can understand me, and they're talking back and forth. And at first he's like, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. And he doesn't realize yet that it's half a body stuck there. And she's trying to basically coach him through what's about to happen. Because obviously, Thea's probably seen many other creatures. I think she's been there for 2 years, is what she said later on. And so maybe she's seen a bunch of things try and capture the Kalisk. Like, you're here for the Kalisk. He's not listening at first, of course, because he's being stubborn. He don't want to listen. I hunt alone. I don't need no partners. I don't need no friends. I'm gonna go do my thing. And then, of course, they keep dropping stones, keep activating the weird little traps, and
man's running.
Yeah,
I was like, he gonna get got. He gonna get got by this. This ain't gonna go.
Yeah, he gets got, and he at the last second decides to throw one of his little spinny blades to Thea, and gets it. And then I'm like, how did she get enough thrust with half a body to jump across the field and attack this thing? And we see it kind of off camera. We see like spurts of animal blood, and her, I guess, stabbing it with the blade thing that he gave her. And then she crawls up, and it's kind of funny. I think they did that purposely, how she waves the blade. I'm like, hi. She waves the blade on him as he passes out, and then she waits until he gets revived. And it was crazy how he gets up and picks her up. Like, just like, and then realizes she has no lower half. They go back and forth.
Where's it at?
Where's the rest of you?
Picked her up like she was a trash bag.
Yeah. I don't know if did you get the sense that he realized that she was a synthetic life form? Because I don't.
Well, yeah, he kept calling her a tool.
That was after she had after she described what her functions were.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was semantics. I don't think he thought of her as a tool. He was
going to leave her, and then she had to state her case as to why he should take her. And she was like, hey, I actually know the lay of the land. Yeah. I am a tool.
But I think his mentality.
I think he understood that she was robotic. I think he understood she was robotic.
But then why offer her food?
I forgot about that.
Yeah. I think it was a mental thing for him to call her a tool, because then it's like, I'm not taking somebody with me as part of my party. We're not a hunting party.
Cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, you are a tool in which I can use on the hunt. Just like,
I looked into this a little too deep.
Yeah, my plasma bow and everything else. Like, you're not a person. You're a thing that I'm taking along. You're just like one of my weapons. But you're full of knowledge, and I need you to help me navigate what's going on. So yeah, eventually they do come to that conclusion, and she's super talkative, boy. She's just talking.
Yeah. Were you annoyed by her?
I was, because I think
and you need a foil.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all. Continue. I'll let you go. Do your thing.
It was a bit much though, man. It was like what would you say before? Show don't tell? And
yes, I did say that.
They were doing a whole bunch of telling the entire time, where she's just describing everything as they go through it, and she was like this.
She was asking him questions, and I know you feel annoyed because it's the show and tell thing, but I think that also, like, her being that way presented a good foil to her own counterpart when we meet her.
Yes. Oh, even better point. Yes. I saw a lot of people on social media very annoyed initially, like annoyed by this film. It felt I've seen comments like it felt like Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm like,
that's a weird complaint.
No, I didn't get that.
That's a weird complaint to make, because you have this, like, because of how the story progresses, but also like her being like kind of one of the members of the party who's like very talkative, and she brings comedy to the film. And I thought that it was making the film more distinct, and gave it more character and life, which is what the movie was really about humanizing Deck, or like humanizing this Yautja, or making us relate to them. Let me not use the word humanize. Making us relate to them, relate to that character. Yeah. So I really enjoyed her. Like, she just felt like that, like, really annoying younger sibling who's like just like seeing everything, calling everything I'm talking about. So it felt like more of a comedic tool rather than a tool for describing the world. So I think that her annoyingness was purposeful, and I think it worked to offset him being a straight-laced character.
I will also say I feel like I liked her being that way was still functional to her.
Okay.
Like, she is the information get there's a better word for this. Just can't think of it right now.
Exposition dump.
Yeah, well, no, she was the information gatherer, in general. Like she was sent there as a scout to understand this land,
Right. That
you know.
too. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so her being on deck's back like that and just continuing to ask questions because she, is to learn more about the Yautja, which is also a part of her mission. So even though it was annoying, it wasn't for no reason in the
Right.
story.
It was very intentional.
Yeah, and there was an interesting shift, I think, between the relationship between Deck and nature as well, because they're so tech based. Even though I know a lot of their technology is taken from other races that the Yautja use, but because he had lost so much initially and he wasn't given the cloak, he had to start adapting. His first thing to do was to twist up some found vines and make a harness for her so he could carry her on his back easily. And to have her facing away from him, so she wasn't just talking directly in his ear the entire time as they walked around. But yeah, she was there to give a lot of context, and she basically describes a lot of the things that he's going to need to use later on towards the class as he makes his own weaponry, his own armor that he gets from nature instead of it all being tech based later on in the fight, which I thought was really interesting, and a juxtaposition and an illustration of him going away from the ways of the Yautja and basically finding his own path, forming his own clan instead of doing everything their way. So yeah, they go on through this planet on the way to the Kalis Glare, and she's describing things. But first, my man says, "I'm hungry. I need to eat. What do I hunt?" And then they find one of the animals that the Kalis supposedly hunts to eat, but this big, was it bone bison? Some type of
it was some type of bison that had like these like horn. Didn't it have like horns that open up?
It had like a shield. It was like a face shield.
Yeah, and then opened up.
Yeah, I think it closes down, which is what allows it to run through the razor grass.
That razor grass was crazy. I was like, that grass is made glass.
Yeah, the razor grass that it runs through, and so that it's able to forage in the roots below it. But he can't navigate that, so he tries to take the high ground, and then we're introduced to what Thea affectionately calls Bud later, this little monkey-like creature. And she's like, "I think you got competition, and whatever it is, it's better at hunting this than you," because that thing was zipping through the razor grass because it was able to puff up its scales and roll and wasn't even affected by the razor grass.
It did the Sonic roll. I was playing so little thing, a Sonic armadillo type.
Yeah, so that was kind of funny. And then him jumping through the trees, he finally ends up getting the bone bison by slicing through with because they end up kind of teaming up awkwardly, him and this other creature, to get the kill. And that's when, after they get the kill, is when I mentioned at the fire at night is when he takes a bit of it. The funny thing, that thing was looking so hungry, sitting at his knee side, like, "Hey man, you gonna give me a little taste?"
Oh yeah, the little mom.
And he was
I love the team up though. Cause like I think they were against each other first, but then he saw how capable the Predator was. He was like, "Oh, okay. Well, you're my cousin now."
Yeah,
and
then family.
Yeah,
it was nice when they fought that. I don't know how to describe them. It felt like it had like a razor beak type mouth.
Yeah,
and the tentacles.
Yeah,
and when homie tried to take a bite out of, he was trying to either consume the Predator or Deck, and then Bud kind of like rolled up in his mouth and chomped on him, and then it just broke his tooth. I was like, oh,
he's smart.
Yeah, so they basically saved each other. He offers the food to Thea, and Thea's like, "Oh, my bad. That's sweet, but I don't need to eat." And because that's when she basically tells him that she's not organic. Like, I don't need to feed. But I think our friend there looks like he might want a little bite, so he gives him a little bite. And he's sitting there, and then homie, this is what saves his butt though. Homie marks him by spitting in his face, and that was hilarious. I fell out laughing when he spit in his face because he didn't know what to take it. how to take that. And then luckily Thea knew, like, hey, I think he just marked you as family. Don't trip. That's just what he does. You're not part of his family. You're accepted. Because Deck like he's about to go off. He's about to try and do something. And he doesn't. And allows, they sit there at the fireside, and then Deck immediately tries to abandon Bud at the fire the next morning.
That was petty. I was like, oh.
Yeah, and then she tries to tell him, like, hey, back on Earth, we got these alpha wolves that, protect the pack. And that's their strength. It's not who kills the most. That's, who can protect the pack best. And Deck is stubborn, like, well, I'll be the alpha that can kill the most.
I don't care what you talking about.
I don't know nothing about no wolves.
We don't have it over here.
I like that alpha word, and that's me.
Yeah, he's like, that's me. I'm that. I'm him.
I'm him.
He's like, no, that's not how this works. He's like, well, that's how it works with me. So that's what we're doing. And so they make their way through. I kind of had a feeling about Bud, but I wasn't sure because I was like, well, it's a creature. It's young. It's smaller than everything else. It's all by itself, but at the same time, like, ain't nothing killed it. Like, I'm like, how is this thing able to survive on its own, being that it's not the largest thing around, with everything being predatory, even the flora itself will try and eat you. And we see the little pterodactyl things flying. Did you peep the tentacles hanging from the cliff face above or below where they were sleeping?
Yes.
There's a large.
There was something. There was this large thing hanging underneath the cliffside. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I did.
Had like tentacles on it. So I'm like,
I was like, what the?
Yeah, like this thing gonna survive this world being this little bitty thing. I was like, there's more to this thing than they let on.
Good point.
They end up finding. It's not necessarily the Kalis lair, but we find out later it's the Weyland-Yutani encampment that they had set up in order to try and hunt the Kalis. There are all sorts of vehicles that turned over, and we see Thea's legs in this film. So she's like, okay, I'm going, go ahead and get my legs back and get back up on my feet, and we can do this. And she's kind of manipulative here because she hits the beacon when she, and my boy is like, oh, it'll be an honor for you. You about to see what my trophy. You'll be the first to see it, which is an honor for you. And she's like, I got something to tell you. And I was like, oh, here we go. She's like, I didn't hit the homing beacon to my Weyland-Yutani compatriots are coming, and you can't be there when they get here. Look, you can't get the Kalis. Ain't nobody finna get the Kalis but us. Sorry. Not sorry, but you going, I did you a solid by leading you here. You best go on and get to getting. He's hot as fish grease. He goes out and somehow sets fire to the fuel that was leaking from one of the vehicles to lure.
Yeah, set a trap.
Yeah. And so we see him again. He's kind of adjusting and finding ways to do things. The Kalis shows up, pimp smacks him. This was funny when he got pimp smacked into Thea, and she was almost complete.
The medic table fell over. The legs were off. I was like, she was so close to get her legs back.
But when that happened, I was like, you know what? That's what you get.
Yeah.
You deserved it. You deserved
That's what you get.
So true. They're kind of. I don't know if you guys felt this, but they're kind of mirrors of each other. Between Deck and Quay, and Thea and Tessa, as their kind of sibling reflections, except for the opposite. Instead of, we think Tessa is coming to rescue Thea, because we didn't talk about this. We get flashes of Tessa getting put back together in some type of synth medbay, and the software AI mother, which we've known through Alien Earth and the Aliens films as the AI that controls the Weyland-Yutani ships, asking, where is this subject, talking about the Kalisk, and, where's Thea, and Thea's with the Yautja. So, and she's not, I know Thea says that they're both given more emotion or more sensitivity so they can understand the world better, but Is it me or does Tessa have her emotional dampers off? She doesn't seem like she's emotional at all. She don't give a damn about nothing, nobody, including you, and you just don't realize it yet. She's on the way. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Feels like, and this kind of line, this common thread we see with like the Wayland Yutani androids, synthetics. Thea is very much in this like what is like most definitely one of the defects. Like they kind of lean into that. So I'm even thinking about Homeboy from Alien Romulus. What's his name? Adam. What was his name? Homeboy from Alien Romulus, where he's his programming is like there's a defect in his programming. So I think that she's kind of in line with that, and that's one of the things I really like about Alien. Like the whole that this entire universe is where you have these androids that have defects, but they really just feel more human. They
so you think she is more like one of the Prodigy synths?
Oh no, she's not. She's just given. She specifically reminds me of the synths from Alien Romulus, like that one dude. I'm gonna find him out.
Okay. So yeah, that was interesting because Thea's on the way, and then we got these other synths, which to me were like their versions of Stormtroopers. They're all the same model,
the same white guy.
Yeah, the same white dude.
That's great.
I've heard other people talking about this is the reason why they got away with a PG-13 rating for, because that was kind of my apprehension about it too, being Predator. But there's no human blood. There's no human blood spilt. It's all alien, animal, and synth. So I think that's got them away from the rated R, because even Alien Prey, I think, was rated R too.
Oh, they had some human. Yeah, a lot of Native Americans were killed in that one.
Yeah,
and stuff was still brutal.
And it was, but there was a greater brutality in that for sure in that film.
I mean, I'm talking about in this one.
Yeah,
like, stuff was still brutal.
Yeah, what's it? I don't have a drone. He's a drone, played by Cameron Brown. I'm assuming that's the one white guy they replicated over and over again. Be the drone army. Yeah, he gets killed every which way but loose through various methods. Once homie goes to try and rescue Thea after she's been captured. I like how Tessa throws it back in his face. I guess because she must have gone through the memories of Thea to know that he said it would be an honor. Because she basically tells, "Hey, you're property of Wayland Yutani now, and it's an honor for you."
That's crazy.
To be a part of our inventory.
I'm like, that's real bold of you.
I was stressed when they started interrogating him.
Yeah,
I was stressed. I was like, no,
not gonna go good.
Yeah, the mini fight between him, the first initial fight between him and the Kalis was interesting too. When he set the trap, cut the tail off, and it healed itself. To find out why this thing was so unkillable. She was saying it couldn't be killed. And then my boy did the superhero landing after chopping his head back. And then you see the tendrils of organic material just go right back together. And like, oh, you done chopped his head off, and that wasn't enough to kill it. It just came back together. Like, homie, yeah, I don't know what you thought you was about to do, but that's a wrap.
That's who you make an ally. You don't need to be trying to kill that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and initially you see, I don't know if it was this time or later when you see the Kalis go face to face with him, and then it smells that the baby spit on him. And that's what saved him, because the Kalis was about to take a bite of the crime and eat him up, and then it smelled something, and then they just kind of got nose to nose, and it went on about his business and started fighting the drones and everybody.
Said, "Oh, okay, nephew."
Yeah,
like we family.
Yeah, we family. We also see during the hunt when Tessa is on the way to find them that she finds the ship that crashed, goes through the inventory, and ends up taking the shoulder cannon, some of the freeze grenades, and like she just takes a bit of his kit that he ain't even had a chance to use.
So disrespectful.
Yeah. And rolls out, and he ends up escaping with the help. Yeah, because what did he tell him? That's a children's toy. When they were asking, when he got interrogated, and he's like, "What's that?" And I don't understand why the other synths don't understand Yautja.
I mean, gonna raise my hand like in the classroom.
Yeah.
My belief was like, my belief was like that they. I don't know how I'm gonna say it's like from a writing perspective or like from like art taking like archetypes.
Yeah.
I feel like they intentionally made Thea and
Tessa.
Tessa strong. Like they had, like I said, they made them these androids, these synthetics were specifically made for research and
Yeah.
gathering information and learning language. Now the other male androids that were there were probably literally just for shooting and lifting things.
I mean, I understand that, but linguistic a language is just a simple program, just to drop that in
You
there.
can also control your robot's programming. You can control a robot to just shoot and jump and lift things and take programming from their boss.
I get
boss synthetic.
Yeah.
The Boston. So it's like they're all compartmentalized in specific roles. So I was just like, oh, y'all are just dumb. Cool.
Yeah, I get it, but it didn't make much sense. And when I saw him, like, what's it saying? Why are you speaking the creature's language? He's like, oh, it's just, don't worry about that. Nothing to see here. It's just a toy. Yeah, just go ahead and hit that button. You'll be all right. And then it goes behind the screen. You see the white blood, just whatever button he hit, you see the white blood splash against the screen. It opens up. Deck gets free and initially runs away. And I don't know whether Thea felt at that moment that he wasn't coming back, because she does seem surprised when he comes back, and he goes on a little walkabout and basically puts together everything he learned to come up with his own. He goes with the spray snakes, the spray eels, and that becomes his like shoulder cannon on command, with little, because she shows him a trick of how to lure them with these little, I don't know what they had gathered, these little berries or whatever things like, but he had gathered those. And then we didn't even talk about the explosive slugs. He had found the plant with the inside of it that blew up if once they got together. So he had like set up. It shows it. They don't let you see it, but he had been throughout their camp setting all this up while they were just rolling around. And the impressive thing to me was he don't have a cloak.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need a cloak.
They
don't need cloaks.
He was setting traps on their own turf with no cloak, set up all these things in their whole encampment, and then just lured them in by acting like he was giving himself up. I think this is one of the scenes you see from the trailer where he's sitting there on his knees, and the drones are the other synth are approaching, walk up on him, and then he starts setting off the traps. Meanwhile, he found her legs. And I don't know why you needed that one set of legs, because in one of the other shots I saw a rack with a bunch of look like Thea legs just sitting on a rack.
Fresh legs?
Yeah, just sitting there. Oh, why can't you take the new pair? There's a new pair right there. She wanted the one she came with, I guess. So the legs are walking through the camp. That was pretty cool fight scene where you see the legs partaking in the fights. Doing stuff, and then the body, the high five, the high foot was hilarious when they get together finally and free the torso, which is in this little cage that they had Thea's upper torso and head in, and she's acting like she's still decommissioned, like she had her eyes closed when they walk by, and then she gets freed and they start fighting together. It's kind of cool. It's predictable but cool. Yeah. What do you think, Jocelyn?
Of just that end scene, like that whole fight and
the whole little the entrapment part where Dak has to leave and gather his own armor, because basically this is what I'm saying, he's kind of straying from the Yautja culture by getting this organic armor, these organic weapons, instead of, he's like, I ain't got the technology, but I've learned a whole bunch about the flora and fauna here, and I'm gonna use that as my tech, my kit that I'm taking into battle with me.
I mean, I loved it. I mean, he's smart. He's not a dumb character. He has the thinking, or he had the thinking of, his tribe, of his people, which was, use the tools you have and be strong only.
Yeah.
Don't be weak. That's it. And so he's in a new place, and his tools have been stripped of him from jump.
Yeah.
And so, like, he's resourceful, which I feel like if you're going to be a predator of any kind, that's what you should be, is resourceful and not heavily reliant on your own tools, you have to be a strategist as well. So I liked it. I thought it was very impressive and just showing his growth. Of also, like let the environment you're in shape you if you're in a new environment.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about? What did y'all both think about Deck's design? Because there was a lot of complaints when that initial teaser trailer came out.
Complaints.
Yeah.
Oh, the racist.
Yeah, people are just racist.
Was there a level of racism there?
Not that part of it. Yeah, not that part of it. But people were mad that this wasn't like he wasn't like the other Predators. Like, well, first of all, this is a runt. He's supposed to be younger, so he's not fully developed. And I think they made his face more emotable to kind of relate him more to the viewers. Like,
I feel like
he's more of a humanoid. He's more humanoid in the face than the other Predators we've seen once they take their mask off.
Yeah, a lot of them look more intimidating and like look like conventional monsters.
Because they're supposed to. Because usually they're
that was
foils.
The point of the movie.
Yeah, like historically, the predators you see if they take their mask off it's them being predators, or they're a foil to another main character who looks more human.
Yeah,
or is a
usually the
human.
mask off is a sign of respect to whoever the adversary is, which is why his father doesn't take his mask off at all until
father
the end.
Sucks.
So he doesn't even have a mask. And you also see before he goes back to camp, Deck goes back to the ship, and you see he finds his brother's mask in there. And because it's kind of a respect thing, he doesn't put that mask on. He basically fashions his own mask out of the bone bison's skin to make his own mask. Because it was kind of funny. He basically made an organic set of armor and tech that looked like the Predator stuff, but it was fashioned from organic materials. I thought that was interesting. I didn't mind the design changes with Deck, and I don't know. I liked it.
I think it also him having all this organic armor, like I had a point, it went away. Go ahead.
Sorry, I hope you jump back into it. Like that was one of the elements of the story that I really enjoyed, was like his overall character arc. And like I feel like he's doing the things that humans do in the Predator movies, so they have to adapt with nature to fight the Predator. So they really they kind of flip that with having the Predator having to adapt to his environment, utilize his environment to fight his now Predator, which would be the androids, the synthetics. So I love that the whole montage of him getting all different creatures to build his armor. I love the armor design. I thought it was really cool. But yeah, I mean, it also played into this idea of like, you don't, like, this story goes down this path of like, you don't have to just rely on yourself. You have a community and team around you of people that can support you. So he's utilizing the baby Callus to fight alongside him, as well as
that was funny.
That
was funny when he had the baby cat. Bud was in there getting action too, and then like it seemed like it was showing off for him. It would do something, then it would be like,
oh yeah, he was doing that. I was like, bro, a little relax. Oh, also, Bud reminded me of the monkey from from the last Godzilla X Kong movie, and that was partly why I kept laughing at him, because he would keep doing like little monkey stuff, and then him being comedic, and then him wanting the almost love and affection of Deck. I was like, you're giving Monkey from.
I loved it though.
From that movie, it was so good.
The scene in with the campfire when they were eating, and then he was copying him, like
when they're mimicking each other. Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah, that was funny, and that added a little lightheartedness to. For the most part, was going to be kind of a gruesome film.
Also, people complaining that this is like the Guardians of the Galaxy are edgelords. Like there's just because there's some lightheartedness.
It's too lighthearted. It needs to be dark. Everyone needs to die. There can't be family. I'm like, all right, are you an incel? Family's whack. Like, whoa, relax.
Your anger angles. So just chill out. Slow down.
Slow down, buddy.
So then they have they freaking Tessa ends up trapping the Kalisk after using one of his freeze grenades.
Yes.
And they end up they realize, after they're kind of fighting and battling around, that in order to win, like, he's gonna have to free the Kalisk, which is like counterintuitive to his entire plan. He's like, I came to get this thing, and now you're telling me I gotta free it in order to. But I think at that point he already kind of accepted it as well as it's his clan, his newfound family between Thea, Bud, and the mama Kalisk. So he was like, I guess we're gonna free him up. And then I like how once she got her legs back, Thea impersonated Tessa in order to get the lock, because her code wasn't working no more. And she was like, we need its eyes. She beats her. They ended up getting the drone and using his eyes to unlock the trap that the Kalisk was trapped in. And then it's the final confrontation showdown between them and Tessa. Now Tessa, this was a callback to Aliens, with Sigourney Weaver in the mech suit, fighting the queen alien, and get away from her, you bitch. That's crazy. This little docking thing is much larger than the one that we see in Aliens, of course, because it's got to be sized up to fight the Kalisk. And then it's got this little chainsaw thing. They're going through it, fighting all together. That was an interesting thing. She had knocked Deck off of her when he tried to get in and take her out. Did y'all feel it when the spray snake got killed?
Oh yeah, I was sad. My homie. Oh,
that thing was like on command, just like the shoulder.
So cute.
The snake was, spraying acid on the drones and killing them from the inside. Yeah, that was a cool climactic fight. All the callbacks were cool. Tessa end up getting swallowed by the Kalisk, and of course, because she's a synth and not a human, while in midst digestion, she had the freeze grenades and kills the damn Kalisk from the inside. That was crazy. Yeah. And so then, Tessa thinks she's won. She ends up getting stabbed, and freaking Bud comes through and then rips the skull and spinal column out of the synth and screams like the Predators from before. It was a fun film to me, man. I had a good time watching it. I liked the action. The cinematography was good, shot very well. The fight scenes were able to see what's happening, even though they did have some darker scenes. I did like the way this was filmed. The story, nothing's perfect, but I enjoyed a lot of what they got us here. I felt like I got what I came for. I wanted to see a Predator film, kind of a coming of age sort of film of an outcast who's not accepted by his clan and basically finds his own way and amasses his own clan outside of what the Yautja would accept. And he's like, ain't no bargains here. I'm not trying to be accepted no more. This is my new clan. I thought it would, because at the end we see him go back to Yautja Prime to confront Pops.
Oh, this is great. This is a great way to end the movie.
Yeah, it was.
Coming back for Dad.
And did you notice he threw the skull of Tessa on the ground as his trophy? Like, because to him, like,
she killed the Kalisk.
Yeah, this is the apex predator. This thing killed the Kalisk. I've killed the thing that killed the Kalisk. So, this is my trophy.
Yep.
Y'all need to give me my respect. And then
give me my cloak.
Yeah, give me my cloak. Pops is not having it. He sends the other predator Yautja that's with him, take care of my light work, and he works him over. Like, he worked them dudes over like it wasn't nothing. Whoops their ass quick, stabs them up real quick, and then gets to fighting with Pops. And of course, Pops goes back to this. Like, to me, this is like a video game. Like, when the game gonna start cheating, it's gonna use, hey, all right, this is the part where he disappears. What you gonna do? Now, did he turn the ship on?
Yes, he activated the thrusters, and then the dust kicked up dust, started to reveal his location. I'm like, get him, get his bitch ass.
Making Pops visible during the fight. He ends up, didn't he end up using the same thing that was used on him? He throws the disc down that traps Pops, and he's kneeled down.
Yeah.
And so since you wouldn't take off your mask in respect, I'm taking it off you. Takes the mask off of him, kills him, and then at the end he takes the cloak and then puts it in his gun. So now he's earned. He took his cloak, so you can't say I didn't earn it. And just at the end, there's an arrival of another ship. So I think they're Thea's like, "Who's that?" And he's like, "That's my mama."
That's Mom's.
Oh,
when I saw the silhouette of the ship, I'm like, yes, the ship that was the same ship from Killer Killers.
okay, yeah.
That was the same ship. I was like, oh, this is awesome. I'm like, yes. So I'm like, this is gonna be good. I want the next movie. I heard Yautja women are bigger than the men.
They are, yeah.
Yeah, here.
There were two different versions, but yeah, the most recent, yeah, they're bigger and more aggressive than the males are, and so yeah, mom, if Pops was a jerk, Moms might be even more of a jerk.
Oh no, his whole family is shitty. God, no, he has to kill them all.
Yeah.
Well, what was someone was talking about it? Either the movie said it or something I saw said it. But oh no, my friend who I was with, he was explaining that the women in the Yautja they serve kind of as like protectors. So they basically act like what he had been learning to do this whole movie.
Okay.
And the men in the Yautja are the hunters.
Okay.
So the women coming down to see what's going on, just like, what? Okay, what's this business? What's getting active?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they left it open for the continuation. I'd be all for it. I'd give this one a solid 9 because I enjoyed it a lot. And the nitpicks that I have are really that they're just nitpicks. They're not really problems. But like I said, I got what I came for. They give me Predator, you give me action, you give me enough story to tie everything together, and it's all wrapped wrapped with a bow of ass whooping. And you got me. I'm cool, and it looked good. The action scenes were interesting. It was a new take on something that we were already kind of familiar with. So you gave us a little bit of something different, while still letting it be familiar enough that it's not foreign. I liked it a lot. What would you guys give it?
I would agree. I really liked it. I don't really have any complaints for it. I enjoyed this a lot.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna get it a 9.5.
Okay.
Out of 10, just because for me it had a lot. It had a lot of like it gave us all the action that we can get from a Predator movie, but then it gave us more outside of action. Like it gave us like a good story that really allowed us to relate to or see ourselves in in this particular Yautja. And I think it was just great to see this dude like go through all this traumatic stuff to come back to beat his abusive dad.
Yeah.
I'm like, he got a new family out of this.
Yeah.
He got new friends. He got homies, and then he got his cloak back.
Yeah.
Also, his dad sucks and deserved to die because he's lazy. Like I understand the Yautja's way of because the Yautja, I understand the Yautja's way of life, but also you're not gonna teach your son, like you're not gonna train him up.
He didn't even want to train him. He left it to the older brother to be like, I don't even want to look at him. You go do it. That's
like, what's wrong with you?
It's given. He's the villain, and his son is kind of like the henchman. It's like, you go do it.
Right.
I'm not doing this. Like, really? Okay.
You don't deserve those white locks. You don't.
Yeah. It was just sad in the beginning how hype Deck was for Pops, and we got like no reaction. Like nothing. Didn't even look in his direction the entire time. It was his little keep your little blood sacrifice to yourself. I don't need none of that. You ain't supposed to be here, no way.
Get on out of here.
Out of here. Yeah, man. Well, thank you guys once again for chopping up about these things with me. We have one lurker that I see that's been watching. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to us chop it up about these things. We will figure out what we're talking about in the next week, and we will see you all next time.
Yo.
Peace.
Peace.